Hello everyone. Our lesson today is on question tags in grammar, and this is part 2. You have to watch part 1 and part 2 before you watch this part, because if you watch this part it's going to be difficult for you. You need to watch part 1, part 2, understand them, and then you can move on to watch part 3. Number 1, what negative adverbs are there? Number 2, if we have negative adverbs, how do we make question tags? And number 3, if a sentence is imperative, how do we make question tags? Now, what negative adverbs? I think I can put these two together, maybe that's better. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. What negative adverbs are there? There are 5 negative adverbs: never, no, hardly, scarcely, and little. Of course, these are adverbs because they show, we call them adverbs of frequency. Never, no, and hardly, scarcely, because they show how many times something happens. Little is an adverb of quantity. So these 5 adverbs are called negative adverbs, because never is negative, it's like 0. No, hardly means 5%, scarcely 5%. If I say I hardly go to the city center, this means 5%, not a lot. Maybe every 2 months, 3 months I go to the city center. I hardly go to the city center. If you say I never go to the city center, this means 0. So these are called negative adverbs. If we have negative adverbs, how do we make question tags? The answer is we treat all these negative adverbs as we treat not. James is scarcely upset. So here, scarcely is like not. Same, if you want. Is scarcely upset, it means is not upset. Is not. Is not upset, is not upset. This means the sentence is negative. So the question tag must be positive, because the question tag is opposite the sentence. The sentence is negative, the question tag is positive. So, is he? This is the question tag. And as I said, the question tag is at the end of the sentence. We put the verb before the subject, and is scarcely is negative, and here it is positive. Basil hardly eats fish. The same. Hardly means like 5%, so it's negative. Eats fish, this is positive, and you put hardly, it makes negative. So if you say Basil hardly eats fish, this is like Basil doesn't eat fish, something like this. But it's not exactly like this. It means maybe 95% he doesn't eat fish, 5% he eats fish. So it's like negative. If you say 5% he eats fish, means 95% he does not eat fish. So hardly is negative. So if hardly eats is negative, the question tag is positive. Does he? Now this sentence, how do I make this sentence a question? Basil hardly eats fish. I have to say, does Basil eat fish? Does. So I have to use does. And here it is. So hardly eats is negative, does is positive, and I have to put the verb and then the subject. As I said, you need to be able to use the negative and the questions, how to make questions. Again, if a sentence is imperative, how do we make question tags? We use modal verbs. Open the door. So this is an order. It's an order. It is an order. It's imperative. Imperative means an order. This one. Imperative. Sorry. Imperative. Imperative. So this sentence is imperative. It's an order. How do I make a question tag? Can you? I use modal verb. Can is a modal verb. So this is a question tag. I put it at the end of a sentence all the time, and I use a modal verb here, which is can, and I put the verb can before the subject you. And as you can see here, you can use positive or you can use negative. Open the door, can't you? You are annoyed because the door is closed. So this is different. If you say open the door and the sentence is an order, the sentence is imperative, or the sentence is an order, after the sentence, which is an order, I can use positive or I can use negative. If you say to someone, open the door, can you? It means you're asking the person to open the door for you. But if you say, can't you? It means you are angry because the door is closed. So the meaning is different. Only in this situation. So in this situation, if the sentence is an order, the question tag can be positive or can be negative. If the question tag is positive, the meaning is please do this. If the question tag is negative, it means you are angry because the door is closed. Again, open the door, will you? Open the door, would you? Open the door, can you? Open the door, can't you? So any one of these is correct. Will you? Would you? So this is, positive, this is positive, this is positive, this is negative. So you can use any modal verb. Will is a modal verb, would is a modal verb, can is a modal verb, can again is a modal verb. You can use positive, you can use negative. So when you have a sentence which is an order, which is imperative, when you have a sentence which is an order, the question tag may be, it can start with can or would, or if you want like can't or will, and you can use positive or negative. But remember, if you use positive, it means please do it. But if you use negative, it means you are angry because the person is not doing it, or because the door is closed. So we use modal verbs when we have imperative sentences. And the question tag is positive or negative, but the meaning is different between positive and negative. Again, thank you for watching. This is the end of part 3 on question tags in grammar. Thank you.